County Jail. The prison band was there, they began to wail. The band was jumping and the drum began to swing. You should have heard this knocked out jailbird sing. Let it rock, everybody let it rock. Everybody in the whole cell block.
Good evening, my name is Glenn Renfro. I was a project manager on the Collin County Detention Facility. A project that I think made history, and a lot of that history is thanks to Terry Box.
Hi, my name is David Hiserote. I retired from the Collin County Sheriff's Office after 37 years of employment here. I left here as a captain and worked for the Training Compliance Section in detention. Had the honor and privilege of working for Sheriff Terry Box during that time for over 30 years.
I had the opportunity to work with 3 different sheriffs over the years, and I got to know Terry from a professional, personal, and a social basis. And from that basis, I'd like to inform everyone here to never, ever get into a poker game with him, never to play golf against him or fish with him for money. You gotta be that you'll lose every time. He's the luckiest person I've ever seen in my life. Just consider yourself forewarned. With Sheriff Box, history was made for Collin County. The existing jail was overcrowded. It was fraught with problems from a maintenance standpoint, operational standpoint, safety for the detention officers. It was just a bad situation. We had what's called an indirect supervision facility. Indirect supervision means that the inmates are on one side, sheriff staff is on the other side. And whoever controlled the inside was the cell boss. That was usually the strongest, meanest person you could possibly find. And we had conversations with the architect about direct supervision facilities. Well, we didn't know what that was because we hadn't seen one in existence. But sure enough, we decided to take a tour of some jails across the United States that were indirect as well as direct supervision. We went to Boulder, Colorado, which was a direct supervision facility. When we got in the facility, we heard music being played. We walked into a gym that they had, and here was a pregnant lady, probably about 8 months long, leading jazzercise and exercise to the inmates. The sheriff asked the sheriff of Boulder County, said, "What's all this about?" He said, "Well, what we've discovered is that if you treat people normally, we don't care what they did on the outside, but here in the jail, we care what they do specifically." He said, "That lady over there giving the jazzercise, she is protected by 10 inmates at all times. No one will ever come across or hurt that woman."
When I first met Sheriff Terry Box, I remember on occasion that I saw him as coming from Plano Police Department, and I welcomed him to the Sheriff's Office because I looked at it as a challenge with somebody new coming in who could help all of us benefit with the fast-growing pace of Collin County and law enforcement. In the early 1980s, the Collin County Jail had become massively overcrowded due to the backlog of inmates sentenced to the Texas Department of Corrections and rapid growth of Collin County. In 1985, when Terry Box became the sheriff of Collin County, he immediately faced a very difficult and long-term problem with overcrowded inmates that were housed in the county jail. It was a jail designed to hold 96 inmates and consistently had over 300 inmates housed there, and an additional 300 inmates housed in other Texas county jails due to the overcrowding of Collin County's facility. Sheriff Box was trying to avoid intervention and closure of the Collin County Jail by the dreaded federal judge William Wayne Justice, who had already shown TDC what he could do if he was serious, and he was. So Sheriff Box immediately began to address the jail overcrowding problem and included the Collin County Commissioner's Court, police chiefs, and citizens of Collin County in an effort to find short-term and long-term solutions to the county jail's rapidly expanding jail population. His leadership was instrumental in avoiding federal court intervention and saved the citizens of Collin County ongoing and costly litigation in federal court by accomplishing permanent solutions to the problems created by inmate overcrowding in the Collin County Jail. In 1989, the Collin County Commissioner's Court formed the Collin County Jail Facility Financing Corporation, which financed and purchased 282 acres, all roads, utilities, and site preparation, which will be used in the future for the build-out of the Collin County Criminal Justice Center.
People got excited. Everybody who was going to be involved in this new facility was at the design charrette. Whether it was medical, whether it was maintenance, whether it was the sheriff's staff. And lo and behold, you'd wake up in the middle of the night, walk into the conference room where we were doing all the planning, and there'd be somebody working 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. This went on for 4.5 days. At the end of 4.5 days, we had our design. The other thing I think that's really critical in making an operation and a facility like this happen is that Terry agreed to have what's called a transition staff. These were people that would be intimately involved in making the things happen once the construction was completed.
Due largely to the leadership and guidance of Sheriff Terry Box, this community now has one of the finest, state-of-the-art, full-service, long-term facilities in the U.S.
Terry and his staff did set and make history with this facility. I consider Terry a very special man, my friend, and the best sheriff I've ever had the opportunity and pleasure of knowing and working with.
I was very fortunate to work for Sheriff Terry Box for over 30 years and observe firsthand how his leadership model has been used as an example for others to follow in Collin County, the state of Texas, and across the United States. Sheriff Box, we are forever grateful for your leadership. Thank you for all that you have done for all of us.